Hi everybody, HP5 Freak here. It's kind of late at night. It's after midnight. So technically it's not Tuesday in my time zone, but it doesn't mean it's not Tuesday somewhere. Yes it is. This probably is going to be a very mobile video because I'm using my webcam and I can't sit on my legs for too long because my legs get hot and then they start twitching and everything. So I apologize for all the movement in advance. So a few things. I haven't been super crafty lately, mostly because I've been working on like small things, or I've got a couple of commissions I've been working on lately that the gifts haven't been given yet, so I can't really show you guys yet as much as I would love to, because I kind of live by the what if rule, and if it were to be found before, it would kind of ruin a surprise. So can't show one. I can show you guys, I did finish this. It's just a basic granny gan, not necessarily my favorite type, but I can usually do one up fairly fast. My problem is I get bored before it gets, really big. The center square here is made of some yarn that I bought while I was visiting Offengen, and it had a very similar texture to I Love This Yarn, so I went through my I Love This Yarn stash. I found some pretty white sparkly to go with some red and black, which is all featured in here. So pleased with how it turned out. So that'll be going in the mail tomorrow to Offengen, hopefully to get to her before Linus on Saturday. Also, I finished my Project of Doom. However, it's over there on the floor, and that would require me moving, and that's not a good idea at this point. One of the other things I've been working on is I bought myself a new calendar, and it started in September, and what it is basically to keep track of my spending habits with crafting. I find that if I write things down, I pay a lot more attention to what I spend money on, instead of just buying tons of things and ending up with 300 skeins of a yarn that I might never use. But of course I had to get one that was kind of smart alecky, and it says on here, your busy day is interfering with my slacking off. It's also got some pretty funny things in here month to month. I'm so glad we share a sense of humor and an understanding that I'm slightly funnier. I think my sister would disagree with that since she thinks she's funnier. But in it, I have my receipts from last week where I bought some fabric or something, and I find that if I keep track that way, I'm more likely to be held accountable for what I'm doing and what I'm not doing, and when I've spent too much without a reason, like I did last week. I also keep like notes to myself on how much stuff I want to get done in a week. Like if I want to do 10 rows of a blanket, I can keep track, and it kind of forces me to do stuff. So my Project of Doom is finished, and I'm in talks with Hermione Jean, hopefully, to get that done. I'm probably not going to be participating in the End of Days challenge simply because I don't want to wait another 2 weeks. I'm very impatient. One of the other things I wanted to share, because it's finally actually looking healed enough that I can share it. I went to go visit my sister a couple weeks ago, mostly because my sister lives about 8 hours from where I am, and we haven't had a lot of time, me and her, just to be me and her. I've seen my sister a total of, I want to say 5 times in 3 years, which is very few times, because she moved away 3 years ago with her girlfriend to Mississippi, and then 2 years ago they moved a little bit more north to Nashville. And while Nashville isn't really that far from where I live, like I said, 8 hours, it's still just far enough away that, like, taking a weekend trip, you spend one whole day driving down, and you spend another whole day driving back. It has to be a good chunk of a weekend. So anyway, so she's come up a couple times, and we've gone down a couple times, and my mom's gone down a couple times more than I have, because for Mother's Day for the last couple of years, the girls have basically sent for my mom to come visit for a week and spend some time with them down there, and then we usually go around Thanksgiving or something like that when it's not quite the holidays, the big winter holidays, but we can still go down and visit for a few days, and it doesn't mess too much with either of our schedules, what with Mom working 2 jobs and going to school, and me working and, whatever else commitments I have. So with that in mind, I made a plan to go visit my sister, and like I said, I went Labor Day weekend, and I came home with a tattoo. If you follow on any of my blogs or Twitter or stuff, you know that I was actually pretty proud of myself that I actually went to get it, mostly because I think I've wanted a tattoo since I was about 5, and the thing is, like, my parents didn't like tattoos, and when I was growing up, it was like not a thing to do, unless you were in a gang, and so I was very sheltered. So anyway, lots of ums here. So my sister and I had been talking about it for a while, and she knew that I wanted one, and I had a couple opportunities here and there where I, some reason or another I didn't have the money, or I chickened out, never got as far as the tattoo parlor. And I've been talking with my sister, and I said, I need somebody who's going to hold my hand, who's not going to let me chicken out, and who's not going to make fun of me if I cry like a baby when I get it done. And she goes, well, I'm going to make fun of you if you cry, but, I'll take you, and I'll take you to someplace good, and, she knows all my big fears and everything. And so I had to wait until I came up with something, one that I knew I would still like in 60 years. I had to come up with something that I was willing to put on my body. I had to come up with something, I had to come up with where I wanted it, that in 60 years I wouldn't go, oh, why did I put that there? So I thought about a lot of different things, and I thought about a lot of different ideas I had had over the years, and in the end I went with something very simple, very me. And what I did is I got the word crafty put right here on my shoulder, and it's got 3 little stars in it. No reason for 3 other than I was drawing it out one day. I was at work, and I was in between phone calls, and I had written actually I wrote it just like this because that's my handwriting. I had written it out, and I really liked it, and I was just drawing my little stars that I do, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I sent it to my sister, and I'm like, what do you think? And I actually texted it to Off and Jen too, because I'm like, is this a silly idea? And of course she told me to go ahead and get it. So I went down to Nashville, and the second day I was there, my sister takes me to the place where she knew, and we walk in, we tell the guy what I wanted, and it was reasonably priced, and so they got me all prepped and everything, and I'm sitting there, and I looked at my sister, I go, oh, come here, and she's like, what? And I'm like, you gotta hold my hand. And she's like, I thought you were kidding. And I said, no, come hold my hand. So she drags a chair over, and I'm doing like the 2-fisted grip on her hand, and he starts up the little gun, and I'm like, I can't watch, and as soon as he touched me, I kind of went, I pop one eye open, I'm looking at my sister, and I didn't actually watch the thing get done, mostly because it's right here, so I would have been like all in his face, and all I would have seen was his hand. And 2, I have fear of needles, which is part of the reason I hadn't got one up to this point. So, but I got it. I'm very thrilled with it. It's healing quite nicely, and it's in a perfect place that if I wanted to show it to somebody, it's right there, and I can. And 2, I can cover it up really easily for where I work. not a lot else to show you. Been still doing some family research here and there. Kind of hitting a lot of brick walls, so I've been kind of going through other family members to see if I can find anything. And I think that's it. Hoping that I won't regret doing this vid too long. It's been a weird and crazy day, so I should probably sync my phone so that I can go to bed sometime before 3, and I will talk to you guys sometime soon. Bye!